Okay, it's 3 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get started. My name is Ashley Call Williams. I am the marketing manager at Ringleader, and thank you for attending the CrowdVoice app overview. Our presenter today is going to be Neil Darling. He is the founder of Ringleader and the creator of CrowdVoice app. So we're going to keep this to hopefully just 30 minutes. If you have any questions whatsoever, go ahead and drop your questions in the Q&A inside of this webinar, and we'll get to that at the end. We'll answer any questions that you may have. So Neil, if you'd like to get started, we can go ahead.
Great. Thanks, Ashley. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for attending. I think we have a local crowd here, which is great. So we have Lindsay and Deneen. Is this right? So we appreciate you guys attending. We've developed an app around COVID, I think around the COVID timeframe, that is a lot more than that. We think it's a next generation social communications platform for micro businesses and organizations. And what we're doing, we're not actually doing an app demo. We're going to go through just a quick presentation. It takes 30 minutes, 29 minutes or so. So we appreciate your time, and hopefully you have an overview. And then if you have any questions, you guys we can probably be pretty informal today. If you want to turn your microphone on, you can stop us and we can have a conversation, because there's only a couple people today, which is fine. All right, so let's get started. So a little bit about the app. First and foremost, we started the app as an alternative to WhatsApp. And if you're familiar with WhatsApp, you might be familiar with WhatsApp because you've done some traveling, or you have some friends that are overseas, or you have an interest in privacy, and they do some things with being able to communicate simply by downloading the app. You register for the app by just registering with your mobile number, and then you can message people, or you can dial the mobile number in the app for your friend or family or peer or colleague. And then you can connect to those people anywhere in the world privately. But it served the purpose as a way for toll bypass. So you wouldn't have to pay an international phone call with, calling your friends in Australia or calling a friend in Argentina or wherever it may be in all corners of the earth. So we started with that, and we said, hey, we really want to have that ease of convenience, and we want to have a baseline of service, and we don't even mind providing it for free. But WhatsApp is lacking in a lot of ways. And we said, what we'd like to do is to not have WhatsApp, but we want to have something that's what's better than WhatsApp. And we said, well, obviously having the ability to not only talk to people, but also to message them, and leave a voice message for them, or actually send and receive faxes from anybody that you want, would be good. In addition, having very robust and secure video conferencing that you can do from your mobile, or from your Mac, or from your Windows PC, or from your phone even. We sell these phones that are, we'll show you a picture of them later, but you can actually do Zoom meetings, or you can do CrowdVoice meetings on the phone. And then lastly, we can give you phone numbers anywhere in North America. So when you get a CrowdVoice account, you have the option for getting up to 3 phone numbers, and they could be in Fredericksburg, Stafford, and Fairfax if you wanted, or they could be in Mexico City, Toronto, and Buffalo. It doesn't matter. Anywhere in North America, you can call, not just people on the app, but you can call anybody, any phone number that you want. Really for one price. We charge $15 a month, and then you can also have up to 3 phone numbers that are enabled with fax. So not only do you get phone calls on them, but if somebody faxes to them, the fax will be received in your email address, or the email address that you actually register with. And not only do you receive faxes, but you can also send them. So it's not just a receipt of a fax, but you're also able to send it, all for that $15. So we do have the same level of encryption. We have the privacy factored in, but we also have these additional features like voicemail and fax, and the ability to make and receive phone calls from the app. Use it on your mobile. You can use it on your desktop, your PC, your laptop or your tablet, doesn't matter. Or and we also have the option of using it with an IP phone or a video phone that we offer as part of it as well. So first, the talk feature. So for free, if you download the app and you dial Ashley's mobile number in the app, she'll get the call and she'll be able to answer it. And you say, well, that's great. Why would I do that? Well, one of the reasons you do that is you would have a toll bypass. So when Ashley goes to Mazatlan to see her friends, and she does do that, anytime she goes, you could just, if you have to talk to her, you can basically call her in Mazatlan by just dialing her mobile number. If she doesn't pick up, unlike WhatsApp, you can leave her a voicemail, and that voicemail will get emailed to her. But what a lot of people do is they take advantage of the talk feature in that they sign up for the local phone number, and they have their mobile, and they basically forward their mobile number to the CrowdVoice number that we could have in Fredericksburg or Stafford or whatever. And the reason they do that is because it unlocks a lot of the features that we have with the app, in the sense that it becomes like an office phone for you, in that you can then have the ability to forward the call, you can transfer the call, you can actually have you can record the call if you want. So it gives you a lot of flexibility in that if you say you're a real estate agent or you own a small business and you need the flexibility of saying, hey, I'm in the office, but then I'm doing an event. I need the flexibility of being able to receive my calls wherever I am. You can do that. And you can also have other users. Maybe it's a family member, maybe it's your colleague, maybe it's a coworker. They can download the app for free, and you can transfer those calls over to them. So say you're busy, you're dealing with a customer, and a call comes in. You can actually transfer that call over to your family member, and they don't even have to have a paid account. They can basically receive it, because we also assign extensions with everybody who signs up. So everybody gets an extension, so that enables you to either transfer to their mobile number through the app, or you can just simply transfer to their extension. So we have a lot of interest, like I said, from real estate teams or micro businesses that do in retail, service businesses, things like that are saying, I just need the flexibility of being able to have an app that works very affordably, very much fixed price, but also allows me to have the mobility that I need, because I could work at home, or I could be working in the office, I could be working in my event, in my tent, or my truck, or my food truck, or whatever it may be. I need the flexibility of having a phone system that actually works the way that I do. So go ahead. The messaging feature, it's all tied to SMS. So SMS is a simple message service. It allows you, everybody uses it. We call it text messaging on your mobile device. When you sign up for those 3 phone numbers, not only do you get fax on them, you actually get SMS on them. So what's nice is that you can advertise that number, and not reveal your mobile number. Maybe you want to keep your mobile number private if you're using it for business. You could say to somebody, hey, you could text me here, and you would have a 540 number, or 703 number, or an 804 number, or 202 number that would be on your CrowdVoice account. And any of those messages come to both your mobile device and to the desktop app. So if you want to be able to communicate, what's really nice is when you get your text messages or your mobile messages that are sent to the app on your desktop too, it allows you to really work a little more efficiently, we think. So you can do app-to-app messaging. You can send pictures and files. You can transfer voice recordings, other things like that. And you also can sync your contacts. And one of the things with syncing your contacts is that you would know that we ask you when you install the app if you let us sync your contacts. And the reason we do that is that it identifies other people that have the app. So if you have a relative or a friend, you'll know that they're actually on the app, so that you can call them directly using their mobile number, and the call would be free regardless of where they are in the world. But you can also message with them, and you can change the messaging, you can change the caller ID on both on the app and the SMS caller ID, meaning if you want to message privately, and we did talk about this a little bit, in that we are tied to our mobile number so much that everything that we do, we register with our mobile numbers. When we sign up for a credit card, we put our mobile number in there. When we sign, our lease, we put a mobile number in there. All that information is tied back to us, to our mobile number. And some of it is not necessarily stuff that you necessarily want shared all the time for your data. So we do encourage people to say, hey, use the CrowdVoice number, use the 3 numbers as a way to keep your information private. If you wanted to be able to, use your mobile number when you want, or have people text your mobile number when you want, maybe your friends, but everybody else doesn't necessarily need to know it. But you can use it as an office number, and people can also text to that, and then it'll show up on your mobile device, on your desktop, your Mac, as well as to your CrowdVoice phone, if that's what you like to do. So really, really robust messaging that's available with the app. Conferencing. So we have a unique conferencing feature. We say it's better than Zoom. We think it's better than Zoom because it's essentially you don't have to have the app to do conferencing. So you basically create a custom URL. We call it drop-in conferencing. You have to create the URL actually in the app, but once you create that URL, that becomes like an entryway into that video chat room, and you can reserve that URL for up to a year. So you can actually have in your footer or on your website, say you have a point of sale system or you have a retail establishment and you want to communicate with your customers, you literally they can drop into a conference anytime. We have had we had one customer here in the Fredericksburg area, as a matter of fact, that had a store. Because of COVID, they were shut down, but they sold a lot of products around vitamins and food and dieting and nutrition. And the store was shut down initially during the COVID pandemic, but the clerk would be able to go in, and she was a salesperson, but every week she would have this drop-in conference link, and they would push it out to people, through a text message, and then they could all jump in, and she would cover a different topic. She would cover, CBDs, or she covered vitamins, she covered diet, exercise, different machines that they were getting or talking about getting. So she did it as kind of a way to have a webinar with people. But what was nice about CrowdVoice versus any other way is that you didn't have to download and install the app. The people do not have to install CrowdVoice to actually attend the conference. All they need is that web link, and they can join from any browser, any device, and then that link becomes reserved for you for up to a year. So it's really kind of an interesting way. It's basically like creating a video chat room that's specific for you, and anybody that you share it with can use that chat room anytime. It's like a virtual conference room anytime that they want. You have up to 15 people. There's no time limits. There's no download needed to join. You can join from within the app if you want, and you can save it for a day, or you can create the link for up to from a day to a year. If you say, hey, I'm concerned about security, that's fine. You can actually create a link just for a day. It's one-time use, and it would never be used again. Or you could say, hey, I have a recurring meeting. I want to meet with my salespeople at 4 o'clock. You just put it on the calendar, and they don't need to install the app. They literally can just click on that link at 4 o'clock, and then you can meet with them wherever they may be. And it's absolutely free. This comes out absolutely free on both the desktop and the mobile app. You don't have to pay anything additional to have the conferencing. So all of your users that could potentially use CrowdVoice would have video conferencing included absolutely for free. I mentioned voicemail to email. Again, when you sign up, it's really just 3 bits of information. We ask for your name, we ask for your email address, and we ask for your mobile number. That's all it takes to sign up for an account. Once you do, and the reason we ask for the email address is that's where your voicemails will go. So anytime anybody calls you and leaves a voicemail, we automatically will email it to you. And if you do upgrade your account to get those direct dial numbers, and you have up to 3, anybody who faxes them at any point, so you can advertise this as fax numbers if you want. If you want to use one for voice and one for fax, you can do that. Or you can, we have a real estate company in Northern Virginia that wants a presence in Maryland, Virginia, and DC. So they use each of those numbers, and they advertise them. The agents advertise them for voice and for fax. So if you wanted to fax it, fax those numbers, you can do that as well. And it shows up in your app. It also shows up in your email. So all the numbers are fax enabled, and they all work very, very tightly with your email. If you want to send a fax, you actually just send an email to a specific address. You put the phone number that you want to fax to at fax.ringleader.co, and you fill out the Outlook, the subject line. You type a little message and attach the document. And I have a little helper here, And when you do that, you attach the document, and it automatically is faxed out, and then you'll get a return receipt. What the person receives is from your email. They get a completed cover sheet. The cover sheet can actually be customized by our team. So if you have a logo or other things that you want to appear on the cover sheet when you fax out, we can customize that for you. If you don't customize it, we have a generic, looks like a fax cover sheet that comes actually with CrowdVoice. But some people want their logo, or they want some disclaimer on the bottom. We can customize the cover sheet, and you can use it in your profile on your account anytime. So what I mentioned before, really cool about it is that you can actually change the caller ID anytime that you want. And so when I call them, I use CrowdVoice, and one of the reasons I use CrowdVoice is because I actually record all my calls, because I'm always on the move. I'm in the car a lot. I'm walking the dog sometimes, who's growling over here. Sometimes I just can't, remember what people tell me. So I'll record all my calls that I make or receive. And I actually will, if I'm calling my mom, for example, I won't use my CrowdVoice number. I will actually change the caller ID on the CrowdVoice app to show my cell number. So when I call her, it shows my caller ID for my cell phone, and she knows it's me. She picks up. But it allows you the flexibility that anytime you call anybody, you can have a recording of it if you want. In Virginia, it's absolutely legal to have one person record a call. And from a security standpoint, we don't store that recording in the cloud. It's actually stored on your device, so there's no security issues that someone's going to get hold of that recording or listen to what you're doing. We just make it so it's a useful feature while you're driving or you're talking to somebody. They call you, that call is recorded. You can go back and listen to it in case they give you measurements, or they give you numbers, or they give you something that you just can't recall. You can go back and play that recording at any point. You can also forward the recording or email it to somebody if you want it. So it makes it really flexible if you're talking with a vendor or creditors, or anything that you may have. You may want to have a record of that call as part of it. And one of the reasons of having the caller ID feature is to be able to toggle through your personal, you could say, use my cell number when I'm making a call, or I want to use one of my 3 numbers. It gives you a virtual presence in that area. In my case, I actually have a Mexico City number. If I call one of our partners in Mexico City, I actually change my number to a Mexico number, so that they see it come through. It doesn't show up as my mobile number or US number. It comes up as a Mexico City number, and they know it's me. They also know I don't speak Spanish, but it makes it easy when I travel. If I'm ordering a pizza when I'm in Mexico City, I don't show my mobile number. I actually show the Mexico number. So in case there's a problem with that pizza being delivered, they can call me back. So it gives a lot of flexibility with that. In addition, we also have the same option with the SMS. So each of those numbers that you purchase, you can send or receive SMSs from, but if you can actually change the SMS. So you don't have to send it from your mobile if you don't want. You can actually change the message to be from your business number, and you can send an SMS out asking somebody about the order, or asking about some questions that they have. They can communicate with you very seamlessly, so you don't have to reveal your mobile number if you don't want. And it gives you kind of a way to look very, very professional as you interact with people. I won't go too much into this, but just like on the features, it's all handled very easily from the app. You can change your call recording settings. You can set the do not disturb. You can make the ringtones unique. What's nice about the app too, it doesn't have to be open. It can be closed. If anybody calls you, the app wakes up. It does a screen. It does we'd say push notification to the app. But it could play a special ringtone for certain people. And then you can also set call forwarding. So one of the scenarios in call forwarding is that you're going remote, or you want your calls forwarded to somebody else while you're away. Not only can you do that from just being able to transfer it, but if you want to set it to forward all the time, you can do that very simply from the call forwarding section. And again, we mention all this only because other calling apps don't support it. We think it's really, really important for people to say, hey, I actually use this as my business, my small business communication system, not only for me, but for all my staff and all my employees. They can download for free. And some of them could be on the premium account, and some of them could just be receiving phone calls. They could be on the free account because they also have an extension on this system. You can transfer those calls to anybody that you want, even if they're not on a paid account, they're on a free account. They can also be part of your business if you want them to be. Lastly, as I mentioned about the privacy piece, Absolutely, positively, all the calls are encrypted. So you don't have to worry about making a call, talking about your credit card number, talking about your social security information, talking about a medical diagnosis, and worrying that anybody's listening. When you're in Target, or you're on the Wi-Fi somewhere, or you're on a trip, or you're in the airport and you're on the community Wi-Fi in the airport, all your calls are encrypted. Nobody can hear anything. No one can see any of the messaging, and nobody can see any of the video calls. It's 100% encrypted between your device, whether your laptop, your desktop, your tablet, your mobile device, or our phone. It's all encrypted. It's all private, and we as a company do not sell any of your data. So we have no connection with Google or no connection with Facebook, where your data is going to get aggregated. You know, they monetize it in some way. We're not interested in that. We're providing a service to small businesses. We do get paid for some of the services that we offer, and so we don't share any of your data. If we have any access to it, we keep it absolutely private. But between the communication between your phone and anywhere else is absolutely encrypted. Nobody can have access to that, and that's one of the benefits of CrowdVoice. Lastly, okay, and most importantly, this is the real business feature. So we start off with, hey, if you know what WhatsApp is, this is better than that. This is what's better. Now we say, hey, this is not WhatsApp. This is not even what's better. This is what's best. We have a crowds and rings feature, which is essentially that you can create an automated attendant for groups of people. So you could say, I'm running my small service business. I have CrowdVoice to all my employees. Maybe I'm running maybe I'm running a florist and I'm delivering flowers. You can set your whole business up on CrowdVoice, and you can create an automated attendant right from your desktop, right from your mobile device, specific for your business. And then you can invite your employees into it, and they can use it. And when somebody calls in, you can create a greeting that they hear. Everybody hears an automated attendant. But you also can create a menu. We call it those are the rings. But really what makes it nice is that you can have multiple crowds on your phone. So you can have one not only for your business, but maybe like I've been involved in the past with my homeowners association where I'm on the board. We've never had any way of people communicating with us, so they're always calling us on our mobile. So we created a crowd specific for a homeowners association, and we created rings based on the type of information that people want. They may want to know when the board meeting is. They may want a packet, the homeowners association packet, because they're buying and selling property. They may want to talk to the architectural review committee. So we set up some basic rings, 1, 2, and 3, and then we just invited people in the neighborhood that are part of those committees who do not have a paid account. They're on a free account, but we've added them as crowds and rings. I have a crowd and ring for my business. I also have a crowd and ring for the homeowners association, and I'm running that right from my phone. And it's very, very, very powerful because the people that you invite do not have to have a paid account. You can just invite them, and their whole purpose in life is to answer calls when somebody pushes 1 or pushes 2 or pushes 3. They will have to install the app, but they don't have to pay anything on the app. So it gives a lot of flexibility worldwide. You can have people worldwide. We have people that are, spouses of, military personnel who have to, they get uprooted. They have to go to Germany. They have to go to Okinawa, and they want to still maintain their Etsy business, for example. So they created a crowd ring as a way to manage their business, have a local phone number back where they're from, so people could still get a hold, even though they're in Japan and Okinawa. You could still call their 540 number; it still rings to them. But they also have a crowd and ring set up specific for their business. It also allows them to change the caller ID to reflect the crowd and ring, and it shows up as their business name on caller ID when somebody calls them. And they can also add it family members or other people in the business if they want. So the crowds and ring feature really supercharges the app because it allows you not just have one automated attendant and hunt groups that we call rings, but you can have multiple ones based on what you do, not only where you work, but the things that you're involved with. So it's very, very powerful for that reason. A lot of times for fundraising, we're getting involved now with the Girl Scouts and cookie sales and things like that. So people go to Walmart, me included. Nobody carries cash anymore. If you want to buy some cookies, instead of you can't pay with anything but cash, You don't want to pay the ATM fee to go get money. So they just hand a phone number. They hand the crowd number out to you for the Girl Scouts. Other moms that are in the troop are added to the ring. When somebody calls that number, they push one for sales. It rings to all the moms in the troop, and one of them picks up the phone, and then that's who's available, and fills out the credit card form so that the person could pay via credit card, and then she'll fill out the shipping information, and they'll ship or deliver, the cookie order. So it was just another way to make sure that you don't lose somebody at the table, and that you can spread, the benefit out, because everybody wants their daughter to win the cookie contest. But it allows you to organize the way the moms, I'm saying moms and dads, but just stereotyping the moms. But it was just another way that they're not taking credit cards at the table, but people still want to pay by credit card. If you call it in, you can do it, and it allows the whole organization to be organized in a way, not only for taking and making phone calls, but also for group SMS. So if you add, there's a direct dial number that's assigned to every ring, every hunt group. That direct dial number goes directly to that group, and it can ring all their phones at the same time. Meaning, even though you're all working remote, maybe there's 10 or 20 people, it can ring all of them at the same time. You know that was an inbound call. You can actually sign out of that in case you're busy, but you can also SMS that number, and that SMS will go to the entire group and say, "Hey, I want the Thin Mint cookies." You don't want to call, you could just text it. It goes to everybody in the group, and then somebody will be responding. Everybody else can see that somebody responded, so that they're not responding as well. But it enables you to really communicate and have very powerful communication features from CrowdVoice as well. Lastly, on those rings, you can conference with them. So if you want to have an audio conference with everybody who's responsible for selling cookies, you just push a button, and you don't have to use Zoom. Once you push the button, because it's set up on your phone, it rings to everybody in your ring. So you can put them into a conference bridge very easily. They don't have to use an app. It's only audio. It's not video, but it enables you to have a very dynamic way for communicating with people that are in your crowd. Support. You see in the bottom right-hand corner of the picture here. What's great about us is that this is actually, because we do have the international numbers. We have Canada, US, and Mexico. So our support team is 5 by 12. They're based actually in Fredericksburg, and they speak English and French and English and Spanish and Portuguese, and we also have French supported in the app. We don't have people in our call center currently speaking French, but we're adding as soon as we can. Because up in Quebec, in Canada, they only speak French, but the app could be changed. The language can be changed to any one of those languages that you can change it to Spanish, change it to English, change it to French if you want. It doesn't matter. It's all supported, but also the support. You can see the little icon in there. So if you ever have a question from 8 to 8 every day, you can just tap on that, and you can ask a question about how to do something, how to set something up, how to port a phone number in, how to use a feature. Good questions, bad questions, we don't care. Any question is a good question for us. You can ask real time, and somebody will respond. And they're not responding from India; they're responding from from the U.S. and in the language that you want to speak with. In addition, we have an FAQ that's built into the app. One of those tabs, you see those little orange tabs, but we also have little 1-minute videos. We call them Mike Minutes. Mike's on Ashley's marketing team. He's taken a point of only having a 60-second video explaining how to do a voicemail, how to do a fax, how to set up a crowd, how to set up a ring, how to change your password, how to log in, how to install on a different device, so that they're all, in case you don't want to read, you just click and listen to Mike, and he'll explain it to you. And if you don't want to do that, it's still confusing, you just click on the icon, and somebody from support will help you real time. Okay, most exciting part, for me at least. The other thing we built into the app, because we're not a huge company and we're not advertising, we're not spending billions of dollars on marketing and advertising, is we built in an affiliate program. And basically the way that works is, if you invite anybody to the app, say you use it and you like it, you invite anybody else to the app, in the app itself, there's a link, and we're going to show you on a different screen here. But if you invite Ashley to the app because you say, "Hey, this is great for your small business, you should use it," and she tries it out and she likes it, if you invite her and she uses her link, we'll pay you 15% of anything that Ashley ever pays us ever, once you invite her. And it really is tied to the first person who invites somebody. It's not, I could invite, 15 other people can invite you to the app because you're at a networking meeting or BNI meeting or, free and I meeting. The first person who invites the person will get credit if that person ever converts into a paid account. So first is you get 15% of the person that you invite, but you also get 7% of anybody that they invite. So it's unlimited income potential. It's really the first person to share that wins, and there's an affiliate portal. It's all right in the app itself. You just click on it. You have to be eligible to receive commissions, affiliate commissions. You have to be on a paid account, $15 a month. But once you invite people using your affiliate link, you can invite hundreds of people, and then you can track to see if they if they've signed up for the account, and if they ever convert to paid, we automatically will put that money in your account on the second of the month. It happens every second of the month. So it's a really nice way, because particularly if you know business owners or you learn to like the app and use it, it's a great way for you to stand behind it and also encourage them, anybody that you invite, to actually sign up too, because we'll pay as many people. You get two tiers. You get the people you invite and the people they invite, but you can also encourage other people to do the same thing, and we'll keep paying to have that app go viral. It's a way for us to control our marketing and advertising costs by saying, hey, we want this thing to go viral. Go ahead. So just a little graphic here, but I'm up top here, and I've invited Ashley and the other 3 people on this call. You in turn invite the person over here, invite on the right hand side, invites 3 people, and the person maybe it's Doreen here, or Deneen, excuse me, invites 2 other people. If they all sign up, I'm going to basically get 15% for Deneen and 15% for Ashley on the end. And then the 3 people that they invite, maybe they invite 3 people at their church and they have small businesses, will get 7% of what they do here. So you get up to 22% per month. And some of these things, again, the Crowds and Rings is not free. I think it's about $19. So there's significant amount of money to be made. It does require, if you want commissions, it does require to maintain a paid account. But if you maintain a paid account and do invite people, and if you do invite them to your Crowds and Rings, if you're involved with a not-for-profit or you're involved in your neighborhood and you want to use it for conferencing, once you invite those people, those invitations count in your account. If they ever convert to a paid account, you'll benefit from that. The other part of it is that we do have their email address, even if they're on a free account. We're going to send them someone on Ashley's team is going to send them periodic emails letting them know about Crowds and Rings and how great it is. We're going to try to encourage them, to sign up for the account. So, we're all in this together to see if we can have people use an app that's better than WhatsApp. It's better than Zoom. It's better than Microsoft Teams, because it also pays you back. And certainly small businesses, we think it's a very cost-effective way for them, to use an app that allows you to share screens, use SMS, do conferencing, do different things. Right here on this slide, all you got to do to, I got to put my glasses up so I can see, but you just click that button to sign up for the affiliate program. Once you do, you immediately get an email back, and it's just, you just have to digitally sign the agreement. It's a 1-page agreement. You have to fill out a W-9 for us, so for tax reasons. And then you have to just give us a form of where you want the money sent. And then you can, right below that on the right-hand screen, that's where you get your link. You can copy your link, you can put it in social media and say, hey, if you have a small business, this is something that I'm using. Ashley does have some videos and some promotions that she can share with you, overviews, kind of like I'm doing today. If somebody has interest in it, we'll certainly talk with them directly if they have a business. But anytime they sign up, for as long as they sign up, you're gonna get paid on it. Zeta phone. So this is a phone that we are having produced, manufactured, and it's essentially an Android tablet. But it works great for Zoom meetings. It works great for CrowdVoice video meetings. It works great for Microsoft Teams meetings. It's really, really cool because it actually it has a place in the back for a Cat5 cable. If you plugged it directly into your office, you probably all have a computer jack you can plug into. It also works on Wi-Fi. It also works with a SIM card, so it could be standalone if you wanted to say you're using it mobily because you have, a business that you do events on the weekend. Really, really great, because if you don't have Wi-Fi available, we have a SIM card that could be provisioned on AT&T, or T-Mobile or Verizon, and you can have bandwidth served up. Some people actually use it as a tethering, where they can actually get their internet through that as well. But that is standalone. You have to have that card. But the phone does support that. It does have a battery, so you don't have to have it plugged in all the time. You can move it around. It's kind of like like a tablet, but it comes with a camera, comes with a phone, and it folds up really nice. You can put it in your bag, so you have to do an event or you want to work from a hotel room, and you just don't want to use your phone all the time, or you don't want to boot your laptop. This phone is really nice because you can take it out, extend the base from it, and it just pair it on the hotel's Wi-Fi, and then you have that encryption built in, and it allows you to have a really nice business phone that you can use anytime that you want. It does cost $299, but we think it's well worth it, particularly because it allows you. It's pretty much we say it's the last phone you're ever going to need. With Omicron, whatever comes after Omicron, we said this is a Zeta phone. This is the last phone you're going to need for any pandemic, because it's really so flexible and it works really well. It comes in white and gray. We have the gray showed here, but we think it'll be pretty popular. Testimonials, people like it. Again, I think from a standpoint of just having an app, it's great. It does a lot of things that Zoom does. It does a lot of things that Teams does. It does a lot of things that WhatsApp does, and it does a lot of things certainly from a services and feature side that is very, very unique. So we have different types of customers that really do like it. As I mentioned, there's certainly people that are mobile, that are out and about, that are hustling. They like the flexibility of having just one phone for business that kind of can move as they move, but also, not just an app. If you want to actually have a hard phone, you can have a hard phone, meaning an IP phone, or you want the Zeta phone. So it is really, really good. And anybody can sign up, even if you have a free user. They can sign up and they can take your calls. They can receive calls. You can transfer calls to them. So it really makes it flexible between a paid and free. And we're perfectly fine with free users. We think they're great. But if you do move to paid, it's very reasonable. It's $15 a month to have unlimited calling in North America, as well as having up to 3 phone numbers to receive phone calls, SMS, text messages on, and limited, inbound and outbound calling. So free is $0. Again, it comes with video and voice, the messaging, and then encryption. Push notifications doesn't kill your battery. With the desktop version, that is also free. You can do screen shares for free, so you don't have to pay Zoom if you don't want to. There's no time limits on those. Comes with video conferencing. It's also secure, up to 15 people on your laptop or on your mobile device or on your phone, and then unlimited inbound calls. And then you can use it internationally. Any other CrowdVoice user in the world, like WhatsApp, they can install it for free, and you can use it app to app anywhere in the world for free. The premium, again, gives you the 3 phone numbers, connectivity to the phone company. Anywhere in North America, you can use it. You can also have up to 3 phone numbers anywhere in North America. So you could have Mexico City and Fredericksburg and Toronto if you wanted. And then we have the crowds and rings functionality, which gives you a crowd and 3 rings. It's $19 per month. That's where you have your business. Perhaps you have your neighborhood. Perhaps you have your not-for-profit, the charity you're working with, your soccer team, your soccer mom, whatever it may be that you need an instant phone system. You can do it. You can manage it right from your phone. And it's very, very dynamic. And you can also have free users. Not everybody has to be paid, but you can add those users to receive phone calls for your organization right within the app. And then you have the affiliate. So you also, anybody that you do invite, you can get paid on that as well. We're a local company. We're based in Stafford. We've been around since 2003. As we used to be called EtherSpeak, and then our office before COVID was right off of Riverside Parkway. We're virtual at the moment, but we are moving back into our office very, very soon. But we're a local company, and you're welcome to meet with us anytime you want if you have any questions. Any questions, Ashley? Did I cover all the bases? I went over a little bit. I'm sorry. I kind of got on a roll.
It's okay. We have one question. Am I able to import a Google Voice number to CrowdVoice?
Yes, you can we call it porting it in. It's a very easy process. You have to fill a form out, and then just email it in. But you can actually, from the app, you can message with support anytime. They'll email you the form. You fill it out, and then you can bring that number in. It doesn't happen instantly. It could take a few days, but once it ports in, they'll add that phone number to your account. But you can definitely do that. You have to be on the paid account. You have to be on the $15 account, but porting is included for free. So if you want to have a port in, you can do that for free.